And the Giants, this is our most trafficked story from today, and it was number 2 yesterday. The Giants are the second team ever to lose when they scored 3 touchdowns and gave up 0 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The only other team was the 1989 Rams in a game against the Vikings, where the Vikings had all field goals, just like the Commanders, 6 field goals. That third touchdown by the Rams made it 21-18. I stormed out of my apartment and went to the grocery store. These were, days before cell phones. I had no idea what happened. When I got back, it turned out the Vikings had won 23-21 with the first ever safety in overtime, a block punt by Mike Merriweather.
Wow.
In overtime, the Vikings had a Hail Mary pass to Hassan Jones, who wore 84 before Randy Moss, to get them into field goal range, forced overtime, and won it. That didn't work out with a victory for the Giants yesterday. They're the first team to blow it in overtime, or in regulation. The Rams at least blew it in overtime. The Giants found a way to blow those circumstances in the regular season, and it's just kind of indicative of where they are right now.
Man.
Even when it goes well, it doesn't go well.
I mean, you almost feel like it's their curse to a degree. With the Graham Gano, the injury, him kicking the opening kickoff, not being able to kick again. They try to kick the extra point after the first touchdown by Singletary. It's missed badly. Then, therefore, the rest of the game, they have to go for 2 points. They have to go for it at the end of the game when they're in field goal range at that point, but can't do it. Malik Neighbors, who was awesome all day long. Here's the play, 4th and 4. I mean, it's going to be the 2-minute warning right after this. Easiest catch Malik Neighbors had all day on the sidelines. He drops it, and Washington goes down and makes a few plays and kicks the field goal. But, yeah, the Giants played good enough to win the football game. It wasn't perfect, but they did play good enough, and them not having Graham Gano was a huge blow to their chances.
3 touchdowns, 3 failed conversions for the Giants, 7 field goals for Austin Seibert. They just cut Cade York.
Yeah.
And in comes Seibert with 7 field goals to get the victory on the walk-off. And, Neighbors dropped the 4th down catch, and then down the field went the Commanders. Jaden Daniels, who got banged up at one point, making folks nervous. Big investment, face of the franchise. He had 44 rushing yards, 226 passing, 23 for 29. Pretty efficient. But it just felt like that's a game that, there aren't many W's screaming out of the Giants' schedule.
No.
And the kicker contingency, I mean, what can you really do? You only got 51 roster spots. You have to make your assessments ahead of game time. But that's the kind of thing that gets people fired.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing John Mara is going to want a full explanation today.
Report, what day was it? Friday or Saturday that they put something out there?
Yeah, it was late in the week.
Yeah.
So at least your guy's banged up. You better have a plan. You better do something.
Yeah, they
rolled
the dice.
You better do something, because in a close game like that, you're going to need your kicker at some point.
Yeah.
So, that's that. Hopefully they're doing another that we don't know about, Hard Knocks, where John Mara is going to be in asking some tough questions today about how the hell they got to this point yesterday.
Yeah, that's. I mean, listen, they're going to have to dig into that. The defense did not look great, like you said. Jaden Daniels has been very smooth, by far the best rookie so far. He's comfortable in the offense. It's an offense he ran in college. He's throwing the ball on the money. He doesn't seem to be making any dicey decisions, makes a few plays with his legs and does that. That's the positive things for Jaden Daniels. Not a lot of negatives. And early on in the game, the Giants couldn't get off the field on 3rd down because of stuff like this. Maybe it was a good throw, or he'd make an incredible run and make a play there that way. But the throwing, as you see, is really good. The playmaking and scrambling and throws off of that is really good. They got something there in Washington with Jaden Daniels, definitely, and got the run game going, too. But you said it. Graham Gano, let's not forget, it was 12-9. The Giants were driving. Devin Singletary broke a run and fumbled in a big moment of the game, too. Washington recovered and I believe went down and kicked a field goal to tie it up.
This is the prime example, though, of why what happened with Gano can get people fired.
Yeah.
Gano went on the injury report on Saturday.
It was Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay, yep.
The Giants could have elevated Jude McAtamney from the practice squad. They have a guy on the practice squad. They could have elevated him. They didn't. They have 52 guys on the roster because they put Gunnar Olszewski on injured reserve. So they could have elevated the kicker and been ready to go. Now they would have had to activate the kicker.
Yeah.
but you can, there are ways to
Kinda.
make that happen if you. And
Why wouldn't they?
After the game, Brian Daboll said we thought Graham Gano would be good to go. Well, shame on you for not knowing the truth.
Well, that'll teach you that you can't take a risk like that with a kicker, and of course we know that's.
And we've seen this before. This isn't as unprecedented as vomit ball.
Yeah,
we've seen issues with kickers before, and we've seen what can happen in a game that's going to be close, hard fought. It always is between the Commanders and the Giants.
Yep.
You better make sure that when you have the chance, especially when you consider all the. I mean, the field goal has become automatic. You take extra points and field goals off the table for a team, that changes everything.
Well, and you're without, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. The Giants are a field goal team. That's what they are. I mean, we're not like as Giant fans going, oh, we're gonna score 45 points every week and just score touchdowns and watch us go. We're gonna win games. It's gonna be like this. That's how what we are right now. We're not great. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be the field goal kicker gonna have to do it. Definitely gonna raise some eyes here in the New York area, and people question that decision.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.